Hello and welcome to another workshop video. Today I'm going to show you how I mark and install a new thumb rest. I've filled the holes in the wood here because it ripped out, and the hard thing is actually to mark the work properly. So you can use the drill to make a small divot, or you can use a pencil. I like to use a mechanical pencil first of all, but it's still really quite fiddly to get both the holes in line while holding the thumb rest. So I tend to use a bit of blue tack. So getting a small piece of blue tack and pulling it up, you need a very small amount, and make sure that you're putting it in the middle of the plate so that it doesn't kind of squish into the holes if you want to make it really hard to drill. You just press it on there and then press the thumb rest directly onto the wood. Now I also use this technique when I'm moving a thumb rest for a player or putting on a completely different thumb rest than before, and that you can put it into position, give it a good squeeze, and then make sure that it aligns properly with your fingers when playing. Now this one I know is just going back in the same place, so I'm happy with that. I leave it in place while I grab my mechanical pencil and mark the whole hole. So I fill the whole hole with graphite to make sure that I can see the whole hole being filled. And then I go in with my drill and make a small divot right in the middle. Now, of course, it's really important to have the right drill size here. So look up the drill sizes for the screws that you have to use. When I start drilling here, people find this really worrying, particularly when they're new repairers. The first thing to know is that the wood is really quite thick. If you have a look down the bore, you'll see it's much smaller than the outside diameter. The other trick is to measure often. So you can see me how I've slid my finger down to the back plate of the thumb rest, and I'm checking with the thread of the screw. So actually getting that visual check-in between the depth of the hole and the length of the screw is really important. I'm checking often, I'm drilling small amounts and checking again. When I'm getting close, I also start blowing out the wood dust from the hole. So you can see wood dust there. Blowing it out means that you're not going to get a false reading. It kind of gathers at the bottom sometimes and makes it feel shallower than it is. So measuring after you've removed, you can see it here, I'm getting to the point of having almost a whole thread within the hole. Then I go a tiny bit further. So making sure that I don't have the screw bottoming out. If it does, it pushes itself out of the wood and it will damage the wood. So make sure that you have enough space for the tip of the screw to actually not touch the bottom of the wood. Here you can see I'm happy with the depth, and I'm blowing it out one more time before I install the thumb rest. So first, of course, remove the blue tack. You don't want the blue tack on the wood permanently. Use a bit of blue tack to pick up the leftovers on the wood, and also make sure that you're cleaning the thumb rest itself. You can use a bit of lighter fluid on a cotton bud to clean up any residues. Blue tack's not fantastic for wood, so please do make sure that you clean stuff properly in this area. And then we're going to install the actual thumb rest. Now this is a fiddly job, so what I recommend is actually to get the screw and thumb rest together first. So you can see me inserting the screw into the hole, then engaging my screwdriver with the slot. This is really helpful to control how the screw hits the wood. So here I go in and find that hole in the wood and start tightening up. Now you should feel a resistance, and as I said, it's important to make sure you have the drill bit that fits your screws, and also that you're using the correct screws. You should use Clarinet thumb rest screws, preferably the one that's for the make of clarinet you're working on. Of course, this is also the same for oboes or bassoon, any other wooden instrument you're working on. Now you can see I go straight in with the drill with the other side. I know the thumb rest is in the right position. Also have that divot that my drill goes into, so there's no guessing left here. Again, I am checking often, making sure I'm not going too far, but that I'm going far enough. As I said, make sure you have the right drill bit here. You can find conversions on what drill bit to use for which thread and loads of online resources. Now this side, just put the screw into the hole and start tightening up. Now, as I said, the resistance will be there. Is the thread actually going into the wood? But if you're finding a change in resistance, which I did just there, make sure that the screw is actually straight. So I had to actually unscrew it a tiny bit, make sure that I'm putting the pressure straight so the screw doesn't go on an angle. That will also pull up the wood and damage it. So that's it. I'm tightening them up here, and when they're tight, it should be completely secure. You're gonna have no wobble or anything, and you know that's going to last for a long time. So thanks for watching. That's how I mark and install a new thumb rest on clarinets.